Hello students, a warm welcome to all of you to your own channel. I'm back with another new video on English language. In this video, we are going to study the difference between gerunds and infinitives. Now before I start with the difference, let us first see what are infinitives and what is their function. Infinitive is to and the simple form of a verb. Simple form of a verb means the base form of the verb. Now how do we form infinitive? To plus the base form. Let us see this example. I want to dance. We are using the word to and the base form of the verb, that is dance. So this is the infinitive. We can also use infinitive in the negative form. How to use that? Not plus to plus the base form, that is not an infinitive. He decided not to go to the party. In this we see that we are using the negative word not followed by to and the base form of the verb go. Now let us read this paragraph. When you are ready to purchase a home, it is essential to know how much you can afford to spend. Location will be an important factor. People who choose to buy a larger house in a rural area can expect to have a longer commute. If you love to garden, you may prefer to invest in a bigger lot. Don't forget to talk with the neighbors to learn more about the neighborhood. Your goal is to create a happy home and make the best possible investment. Now, students, in this paragraph, I have highlighted all the infinitives used. You can see all the highlighted words have to and the base form of the verb. So these are the infinitives used in the paragraph. Now how are infinitives formed and how do they function? As already discussed, an infinitive is to plus the base form of the verb and it functions in a number of ways. It can act like nouns in a sentence, which can be either a subject or an object or a subject complement. Now, how can infinitives be used as subjects? Let us see these two examples. To find the right property takes time. We see here to find is the infinitive being used as the subject in the sentence. To buy a house you really love is important. Same way, in the second sentence also we see to buy is the infinitive used as the subject in the sentence. Let us now see how are infinitives used as objects. People may choose to buy a larger house. You can expect to have a longer commute. In both these sentences, to buy, to have are the objects of the verbs and these are the infinitives being used as object in a sentence. Now, what are subject complements? A subject complement is a phrase that describes or explains the subject of a sentence. Now, you already know what is a phrase. A phrase is a group of words in a sentence which gives some meaning but not complete meaning. I have uploaded a video on different types of phrases. For better knowledge, you can watch that video in this channel only. Let us see this example. Your goal is to make the best investment possible. Your goal is the subject. Is to make. Your goal is to make means it is describing more about the subject, explains the subject, your goal. Therefore, it is the complement and to make is the infinitive used as the subject complement. Let us see the second example. Their dream was to have a big kitchen. Their dream is the subject. To have is the infinitive used as the subject complement. Why complement? Because it is explaining the subject of the sentence. Now, how can we use infinitives following the adjectives? We already know adjectives are the describing words. It describes a noun or a pronoun. It can also, infinitives can be used following the adjectives. Let us see this example. They were ready to purchase a home. Ready is the adjective. To purchase is the infinitive. It will be necessary to inspect the property. Necessary is adjective followed by the infinitive. So a point to note, students. There are few examples of adjectives after which the infinitive can be used. Afraid, amazed, excited, fortunate, glad, happy, important, likely, necessary, proud, reluctant, sorry, and willing. These all are the adjectives after which the infinitive can be used. Now, how to position the infinitive in a sentence? The first position, it can be used in the subject position. To live in the United States is my dream. This means in this sentence, to live, the infinitive is being used as the subject. Therefore, the infinitive can be used as the subject in the subject position. Second point, infinitive of purpose. Purpose means to state a reason. I came here in order to learn. In order to learn is to learn is infinitive. In order is the purpose, stating the reason. So infinitive can be used as a purpose. With to plus adjective or adverb plus infinitive. She is too young to vote. Too young is an adjective. Too plus young. After that we can use the infinitive. Adjective or adverb plus enough plus infinitive. They are old enough to vote. Old is adjective. Enough plus infinitive is to vote. Now let us see details of gerund. What is a gerund? Now gerund is the ing form of a verb used as a noun. You can find more about gerunds in the video transitive and intransitive verbs. You can watch that, students. Now gerund is the ing form of the verb. I take the verb form, the base form of the verb, and add ing to that. That makes the gerund. I enjoy learning English. We see here learn is the base form of the verb and I'm adding ing to that. Now how to form negative gerunds? We use not plus the gerund. Gerund means the base form plus ing. Not speaking English well is my biggest problem in this country. We can see here the negative word not. Speak is the base form and the ing. Now how to position gerund in a sentence? It can be used as the subject of the sentence. Traveling might satisfy your desire for new experiences. We find here the gerund traveling is used as the subject of the sentence. Gerunds can be used as objects also. They do not appreciate my singing. Here singing is used as the object but it is a gerund. So gerund can be placed as the subject or the object in a sentence. It can be used as object of preposition. He is excited about playing tennis. We find here about is the preposition. About what? About playing tennis. It can be used as an object of preposition. By plus gerund. The word by. You get good grades by studying hard. Go plus gerund. I will go fishing with you tomorrow. Let us now see the difference between gerunds and infinitives in English language. Infinitives versus gerunds. First point. Some verbs are followed by infinitives or gerunds with no change in meaning at all. These are the examples. Begin, can't stand, continue, hate, like, love, prefer and start. So if you take these verbs, students, and if you use them as infinitive or gerunds, they don't make so much difference in meaning. It will be clear when you see these two examples. You may prefer to invest in a bigger lot. You may prefer investing in a bigger lot. In the first case, we see to invest is the infinitive. In the second case, it is used as a gerund by adding ing, but both these sentences mean the same. To invest and investing in a bigger plot, there is no difference in the meaning in these two sentences. So in the first case, we find that infinitives and gerunds can have the same meaning in the sentence. Now let us see the second point. Some verbs are followed by infinitives or gerunds with a significant change in meaning. Significant means a major change in meaning. Let us see these examples. With which verbs we use that? Forget, go on, quit, regret, remember, stop and try. Let us see the first example. Don't forget to talk to the neighbors. To talk is the infinitive and this sentence means you haven't spoken to the neighbors so far, but it is a good idea if you do that. The second case, don't forget talking to the neighbors. Here talking is the gerund and this means that you have already spoken to them. Don't you remember that? So we find here the word talk when used as infinitive and gerund makes a significant change in the meaning. Gerunds often follow verbs that indicate that an action is happening or has happened. The action expressed by the verb comes at the same time or after the action expressed by the gerund. So I mean to say that whenever we describe a gerund, it comes with the verb. It often follows the verb in which the action is happening at the moment or the action has already happened. We enjoy going to concerts. Going is the gerund. That means I have many times I have gone to concert and I love going there. This action has already happened. Infinitives often follow verbs that indicate that an action will or could happen. So here is the difference, students. Gerund means this action has already happened or it is happening at the moment. And infinitives means this follow the verbs that indicate that action can happen, could happen, or it will happen. The action expressed by the verb comes before the action expressed by the infinitive. We hope to go to the concert. In the last sentence we saw, we enjoy going to concert. So the verb comes at the same time or sometimes after the action. And here we find that the verb is expressed before the action. We hope to go to the concert. That means we are planning to go to the concert. Second point, verbs that are followed by a noun phrase plus infinitive can also be followed by a gerund. The gerund makes it general and the infinitive makes specific the person indicated. Now for students who don't know what is a noun phrase, you may please refer to my video on phrases. I have a detailed descriptions for all the types of phrases in that video. So the verbs which are followed by a noun phrase, in short I can tell you, the phrase acting as a noun in a sentence is the noun phrase. So whenever we have the verb that is followed by a noun phrase plus infinitive, it can also be replaced by a gerund. Now the gerund makes the meaning general and the infinitive makes it specific, makes it particular. They allow smoking in this building. Here this is a gerund. So it is in specifically. They allowed me to smoke in this building. This is in general. I like cooking. I like to cook. In the first sentence we find it is specific. In the second sentence it is in general. She started losing weight. She started to lose weight. When a specific performer of the gerund action needs to be indicated, a possessive noun or a possessive determiner is used. I really appreciate Karen's or her writing that letter for me. So here we find a possessive noun. Karen's is possessive or her is the possessive determiner. So when we say something about specifically, then the gerund is used. Peter's or his coming late really annoys me. In both these cases, we find a possessive noun or a possessive determiner is used, and this shows the gerund being used for a specific performer. When an infinitive functions as a subject, any stated subject of the infinitive should be preceded by for. If a pronoun follows for, it must be in object form. When the subject of a gerund is stated, it takes the possessive form. Let us see this example. For people to say is a wonderful gift. We find here that the sentence starts with the preposition for and it is preceded by a noun followed by the infinitive to see. Her desire was for them to take a trip around the world. They hoped for her to be able to attend the concert. So in all these three examples, we see the usage of the word for, and a noun is preceded by that. That is the subject of the sentence, and therefore after that we have to see, to take, and to be able to attend. These are the infinitives. I hope this video will be useful for you students. Please do subscribe to my channel, like, and you can also comment on the comment section. You can have the links of my previous videos in the description box. Please scroll onto that and you can watch that. I have uploaded many videos on English grammar and English language as well. Please refer my channel to your known ones also. I would really appreciate that. I will again come back with a new video on English language tomorrow. Till then, take care. Have a good day. Thank you.